ShartimusPrime. Reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it, taking bad hits, taking back hits. Subscribe.
Sweet looking shades. Think I could borrow more? Oh. Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Marvel MAFEX action figure review on the Medicom MAFEX, the amazing Spider-Man comic version action figure. If you're trying to order this, you can do so at
Big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
It's finally here. I've been looking forward to this figure so much. Very nice packaging right over here. A little homage to Todd McFarlane's Spidey right over there. It says Double Trouble. On the side right here, it says the amazing Spider-Man. You get Spidey crawling. And then on the back, you can see a whole bunch of product shots. You can see the accessories that come with the figure. And then on this side, you get Spidey again. It says the amazing Spider-Man. We get some Spidey faces right there. And then not much more at the bottom. It says ages 15 and up. So let's get to it and crack this thing open. And here we have the amazing Spider-Man out of the packaging and in a wall-crawling pose, which I think is one of the things that really benefits this figure a lot, is the articulation and being able to get him into a wall-crawling pose like this. I don't have many Spider-Man figures where I can really bend the torso around as I'm able to do with this figure right over here, and there are many other things about it that I just really like a lot. There's been a lot of hype around this figure, and man, in a lot of ways this figure has lived up to it. We'll take a look at some of the disappointments I have with this piece. They are very few, but regardless, let's get a closer look at those accessories, and then we'll take a closer look at Spidey. We get 6 pieces of webbing, and we get the standard issue MAFEX display stand, which I love. I use this in most of my videos. I have a lot of people asking me what stands I use at the beginning of my videos on that rotating base, and it's the MAFEX stand. So you can plug this clamp right on here, which I like very much. It's a normal sized clamp, or you could attach this piece right here and then use that to port into this webbing, which is kind of neat. I don't really like using this so much, because it, takes up the whole stand, but still not a bad idea at all. And I wish we had bendy wire in this webbing, but it is very thin for that, so yeah. But we still get some really nice textured webbing over here. I wish it was transparent. I do like the clear webbing. You get this zip line swinging one right over here that you can grab onto. I like that one. And then we get 2 of these, and you can see that they're kind of swiggling around. Again, I wish these were posable, but I kind of like that they actually kind of have their own way of just shooting through the air. I think that's pretty cool. And then you can see we get these 2 short ones right over here. And then for a quick comparison, you can see that the clear webbing from the Homecoming Spidey, I just think it's a better look overall. I like it more. See, here's another clear webbing one. I don't know. And then we get these other familiar accessories with our MAFEX Spider-Man figure. We get a pair of fisted hands, web-grabbing hands, relaxed hands, whipping hands, wall-crawling hands, and then we have the regular feet, magnetic feet right here, and then the magnetic wall-crawling hands. And just to get it out of the way, I did put this on the fridge, and it does stay pretty well. It definitely holds better with all 4 limbs attached to something magnetic, but you could use just 3 limbs as well, like having him hold the mask or something, so that's cool. And then here's looking at the mask that he comes with to hold. It looks pretty good. I like the paint right there, and you can get him holding it, but it is a bit tricky for me. I found it easiest actually having him hold it upside down like that, and then it still falls out of his hand, so kind of had a tricky time. It looks like it's contoured to fit his hand like this, but let's see. Yeah, see, I still have a tricky time with it, so that's a little irritating, but I can get it to work. As you clearly saw, I was able to do it. And then you can see we get this nice looking Peter Parker head sculpt. It doesn't look too bad. I like it. Comparing it to a Marvel Legends Peter Parker head sculpt, I think they went a little bit too hard with the hair coming over his forehead right here, but still, it's not too bad. And it's a little light on the skin tone, but I still like it. I like the paint right there mixed in with the brown, so it looks pretty cool. And it's really hard to see. It appears they tried to give him blue eyes. I can't really tell. And then going on to the Spidey head sculpts. So I did a little bit of research, and I've come to the conclusion that this is a Mark Bagley head sculpt, not a Todd McFarlane head sculpt. Todd McFarlane consistently draws his Spider-Man with tiny little spikes right over here when you get to the middle of the eyepieces, and we do not have that on this head sculpt, nor do we have it on this one right over here. And that's a very distinctive McFarlane thing. So yeah, we're not seeing that even back at 300. So yeah, not a McFarlane figure. I'm seeing this as a Bagley figure, and it looks great. I love the big eyes right there. It takes me back in the day. And then here's a closer look at this head sculpt right here. I like both of them. I like switching them out, but I actually do prefer this one right over here. And just to be clear, you do have to remove the neck over here, which is a little tricky to do. Getting a grip on this thing is not that easy. Yeah, there it goes. And then you can just go ahead and put on the Peter Parker head. So that looks pretty cool. And lining up that esophagus, you can put that on right there. And then plop on a masked Spidey head sculpt. Yeah, looking at the rest of the figure, I really like it, man. I mean, the whole thing looks really good. I love that black fade in and out over here. The sculpting for the musculature looks amazing. And I just keep saying that word amazing throughout because it's an amazing Spider-Man figure. I feel like a dope, but really, I love it. I'm really blown away by this piece, man. I really like it quite a bit. He doesn't have peg holes under his feet, and as we don't really get on the MAFEX figures, but you can see we get the shiny Spider-Man butt right there, and then you can see we get some nice Spider-Man back. Looking really good, man. Great looking piece. So happy. Now to go over the articulation, you can move the head up very far. That is cool. And you can move it all the way down. You get side to side motion and great head tilting over here. You get these butterfly joints, which I really like. They're a little bit different than what I'm used to. They move a little bit more higher up right here. So you can move them forward and back like that. And you can shift them down and up a little bit over here at the butterfly joint. But you also get the shoulder joint that allows the arm to move outward that much and down. With the butterfly joint moving out, it'll move down that far. And you can rotate a full 360. You get a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows that bend in all the way. You could rotate the wrist turn side to side or up and down depending on how you have it configured. You get a great diaphragm pivot right here, which really stands out with the MAFEX figures. Again, I mentioned that earlier. You can crunch forward that much and back. Of course, you get the rotation. You get rotation at the waist. You get waist pivoting, and you'll crunch forward that much at the waist and back at the waist, getting both of those moving forward and both of those moving back so you can see the range of movement. Now, it gets a little gappy over here around the waist. You can shift the hips up and down right here, which is pretty cool. So you can get him doing the full splits like that, and you can get his legs kicking up all the way forward, and you can rotate them to kind of kick all the way out like that, you know. So if you want, you know, those crazy dynamic poses, you can do that, but you will see some gaps right over here, you know, depending on how you have that posed. So be careful on the way you take your photos, and then you can move that upper thigh cut all the way up there at the hip, and you get double jointed knees. Ankles move down, they move up. You can turn the ankle side to side. You get beautiful ankle pivot and toe articulation. Now to measure out the height of this MAFEX figure or MAFEX figure, it's a freaking acronym, nobody's right, but you can see that he's standing just a little under 6.5 inches tall. And then for your MAFEX Spider-Man figure comparison, we have the comic version, the Spider-Man Homecoming movie version, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 movie version, and the Amazing Spider-Man 1 movie version. And I don't know, out of these four, which one is your favorite? Right now, I'm going to say this comic version right over here. I think over time, I got to say that this may be the very worst one out of the four of them. It's just very loose with the joints, very wobbly, and the paint has not held up. And then to compare this MAFEX Spider-Man next to a couple other Spider-Man figures that reach around the $100 price range, we have the Amazing Yamaguchi Revoltech Spider-Man. Then we have the Mezco Toys Spider-Man figure right here. And wow, yeah, this Revoltech figure wins Vanilla Posing Figure of the Year award, doesn't it? And then here's the MAFEX Spider-Man next to a couple quote-unquote Todd McFarlane Spider-Man figures. We have the actual J. Scott Campbell inspired McFarlane Spider-Man figure. So yeah, it's been by fans dubbed the McFarlane Spider-Man figure. And then we have an actual Todd McFarlane Spider-Man figure. Actual points on the eyes and paddles for legs right there on the Spidey logo. If you don't remember, this is from the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Raft box set. Spider-Man party, yeah! Hey brother, 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 I got the pizza! Hey brother. Then here's the MAFEX Spider-Man next to a couple other Marvel Legends figures. We have the 2-pack Mary Jane figure from Hasbro and the Toy Biz Sinister 6 Venom figure, and you can see that he scales okay with these two. A little short compared to MJ, right? But he looks fine next to Venom over here. Then here's the MAFEX Spider-Man next to the Monster Venom Build-A-Figure Waves Marvel Legends Venom and Carnage, and I think he scales okay with these two. I'd prefer Spidey to be at the same height as Carnage, but it's okay. And then to fulfill the request of some of my viewers that saw the MAFEX Spider-Man unboxing video, one of you guys asked me to compare this figure next to the Mezco Iron Man, and someone else asked me to compare this figure next to the Marvel Select Venom figure. It doesn't really work too well with the Venom figure. It could work okay with the Iron Man, but I don't know. I still don't think they're really in scale. And then here's the MAFEX Spider-Man figure next to your average 6-inch scale figure. We have the Marvel Legends Big Time Classic Spider-Man. Hey brother, hey brother. Sorry I missed your party. I was busy doing something, but hey, that's a nice looking suit right there. Mind if I... Okay, no touchy, no touchy. So come on, man, you know I love this figure. I mean, everybody so far really does. I mean, my complaints are very, very few and far between. I really love the paint, the sculpted detail throughout. I love the design choice of this figure. The articulation blows me away. It really has everything that I want in an action figure. I'm not kidding here, man. So I'm giving this a Sun rating of... Oh, God! even at the high price point of around $100, man. If you buy straight from an online import store, it's still gonna cost you a pretty penny. I think around the $70 price range, which is just crazy to me. These used to be 40 bucks a piece. I don't know how they've inflated in price so far, but anyway, I really like the figure a lot. I hope you guys liked my review a lot. If you did, please hit that like button. Leave a comment down below letting me know what you think of this figure and the review. Hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell if you have not already. If you want to see the latest in Marvel news, you can find it all over at marvelousnews.com. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Stardust, and Twitch. Links to everything in the description below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace!
Posing action figures, I'm posing action figures, I'm posing action figures every day. I'm posing action figures, I'm posing action figures, I'm posing action figures, it's okay.
That's crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.
Your face, a simple shot. We're shot in your face, a simple shot. We're shot in your face.